Sonic the Hedgehog 2 released today in the US, so I decided to release my review now, despite having seen it a week ago, because I live in the UK, and we got it earlier. So I'm going to structure this review like this. First, non-spoiler stuff that I liked, then non-spoiler stuff that I didn't like, then spoiler stuff that I liked, then spoiler stuff that I didn't like. Anyway, enough yapping, let's get this review started. Sonic the Hedgehog 2 is a movie that expands on the groundworks that the first one laid out. It expands on the long claw lore very well. Jim Carrey is really good as Eggman yet again. There's this one scene where Eggman jumps on a car and licks the windscreen. If any other actor were Eggman, the scene would have been really cringe, but because it's Jim Carrey, the scene is not nearly as cringe as it could have been. Not to mention that this movie really likes to have stuff that Sonic fans can point out and gawk at, whether it's Agent Stone's coffee shop being called the Mean Bean in reference to Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, or Tom's ringtone being the theme that played in Green Hill Zone of Sonic 1. You'd think all of this pandering to Sonic fans would become annoying, but it doesn't. They never point out that they made a reference to the games, the references just happen, and they're spread out far enough to the point where it doesn't become annoying. Not to mention that this film has a good soundtrack. All of the original music is really well made, and the licensed songs that they use thankfully aren't trending songs. The voice acting was pretty good from everyone, but Idris Elba as Knuckles is definitely the highlight. The fight scenes that happen in the movie are also pretty good, and they don't stretch on for a ridiculous amount of time, like some movies do nowadays, which is good. The comedy in the movie is pretty good too. The film also feels really quick, which is due in part to its really good pacing. The costume design in the film is also pretty good. The standout costume, in my opinion, is Eggman's black and green suit, which is so sleek. All the acting is pretty good as well. Jim Carrey excels in the acting department because of course he does, he's Jim Carrey. But hey, I've spoken a lot about what I like about this movie. Time to talk about what I didn't like. The movie has a lot of cringe-worthy moments in the film. Eggman flosses, I'll say no more on the matter. There's a dance scene with Mark Ronson's Uptown Funk in the background, which made me cringe a little. Eggman also says "later hater," which made me cringe a little. Other than some cringe-worthy stuff, there's also some other stuff in the film that's pretty bad. There were a few too many references to popular stuff. The film also spends a little too much time with the human characters. None of that time is spent to develop the characters either. Another thing I didn't like is that for most of the film, Knuckles is presented as a smart creature, but then at the end, he becomes brain dead, doing things like calling fun the fun, and calling baseball base of the ball. It's a sudden switch for the character that caught me a bit off guard. I'm going to be talking spoilers now, so skip to this timestamp to avoid spoilers if you haven't seen the film yet, unless you don't care about the movie being spoiled for you, in which case, let's get on to the spoiler stuff. Okay, I'm going to skip all the review babble and just get to the point here. Holy fucking shit, this movie is amazing. They brought in giant robot Eggman, Super Sonic. Yes. Oh my god, that fucking shadow post-credit scene. Fuck. Sega, I will never complain about your company ever again. Okay? I needed to get that out of my system. As for things that I didn't like spoiler-wise, there's a plot about Maddie's sister's wedding turning out to be fake and her fiancé turning out to be a spy who's after Sonic. The scene doesn't actually go anywhere, and the spies release Sonic like 10 minutes later anyway, so the scene only feels like it's there to create tension for the audience. Oh, and remember how Maddie's sister's fiancé was a spy? Well, the whole plot point doesn't matter, because he says that he's still in love with her literally minutes later. So what is my final verdict on the film? Sonic the Hedgehog 2 is a decent movie, but an amazing Sonic movie. But hey, I've gushed about the movie a lot in this review, but that doesn't mean you're going to agree with me. Go and watch the movie for yourself and form your own opinion. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you later.